Hey guys, Gentleman McBain here. My rudimentary social commentary and modest ability to talk about it. I just saw that freakish anomaly that is the racist, man-hating, creepy little treasure troll known as Mindy Kaling being awarded a special award of National Medal of Art for her contributions to art and entertainment. If anybody can point those out for me, any contribution, anyone, I would be receptive. I've yet to see anything that adds to art as a whole regarding this weirdo. In fact, the only thing that this irritatingly overbearing person has made to our world is pushing this pathetic white people and men are bad. And they make my pee-pee hurt something fierce. Wah! Narrative. You see, that's not a presidential award. It's a confirmed Oompa Loompa award. This is like watching a lobotomy patient award a stroke victim for most strokes in a year. They love uplifting rodents like this walking puppet Kaling to make everyone who actually tries and makes themselves disciplined for talent want to give up and lose hope after seeing these underwhelming, anointed, and chosen specials, these special people get all this undeserved attention officially. It makes you want to burn every bit of art you've made. It makes you want to delete all the freaking cartoons you've put on YouTube or whatever. They broadcast these absolutely talentless types of people, so the actual talent just rage quits and allows their pathetic, narrative-pandering butt buddies to populate the environment in hopes that they will finally get all the attention ever. Once they get all the actual talent out, which is going to be very difficult for this pantload of bug-bane freaks, as they can't feasibly understand the word talent as a concept. They will then begin opening the gates for the rest of their trashy, low-browed, racist, loser friends. And I say friends loosely. I don't think they understand the concept of that either. If they haven't already, Then once they've overpopulated what they think will get them and their hatefulness the most attention, the entire medium will suffer their collective hubris. By medium, I mean even occupation. Could be anything. So it will suffer their collective hubris-flavored incompetence, and I have a few examples of who they are and what they've done. Well, just a play-by-play, not so much what they've done, as I can't be bothered to really give these people an anthropological once-over. They occupy a good deal of the commercial and advertisement markets. They're abrasive natures that constantly seek to distract you from your goals or interrupt you and your personal time with their signature, turn up the volume on our advert so it screams at them. That'll get our money's attention. Or their every hour is a commercial. No, wait, every 30 minutes. No, wait, every 15. No, wait, every 5 minutes. No, wait, every time they turn on the device. No, wait, every time they wake up. No, wait, every time they close their eyes. No, wait, every time they dream. No, wait, constant stream of bullshit always. Then cue the sounds of 1,000 corporate freaks violently flogging themselves and devolving the board meeting into an orgy. That's just how I imagine they are. Me, myself. If the advert is unskippable, repeated too much, is too loud, or is annoyingly woke, or just basely irritating, I make sure I remember what company it is, and make sure never to buy their trash. And I think you should too. Advertising is the only thing they've learned gets them attention. Things like activism, the perfect storm of screeching noises, out to drown out everything but their own abrasive-sounding, hate-filled rhetoric. And they also get to confront people in polite society who can get into trouble for even trying to demand a little respect or reprisal of any sort of, of attacks, as these fat, subhuman, musty-smelling unfuckables are literally allowed to just dry hump everyone they meet until they get tuckered out. They also get to break things that people who are far more important than they could ever hope to be made, to honor far more relevant people than the entirety of their wantonly disgusting hordes could amount to collectively. Politically, they get to dictate themselves and their warped freakish laws on people to enable their activist hordes to dry rot everybody like a dog in heat in a manger that's on fire. And also would enable their advertising friends to get further and further down your throat with the dick that is their collective inability to understand when enough is enough. The politician branch of these people, they all gather together in their ass-reeking knots of filth to vote for. They signal their compliance with this nihilistic, pathetic, dehumanizing wave of anti-humanism that can only be described as puerile and basely demonic. They try their hardest to kill off men that would stand against them in wars that help them keep us all in debt with their inflation as they feed off our republic like blood-engorged ticks, sending good men to die, while they turn out the left-behind families like hookers to make sure the insult is even deeper and more disrespectful to those heroes. They also help continued employment of their progenitors, the socialist teachers. They help make sure that these special anointed teachers are allowed to continue their dark thirst for your children, and enable these teachers to come more and more in between these kids, your kids, and you. And then the teachers, these snide homunculi, are the secret backbone to this new wave of discord and hate, fueling this vitriol of anti-this and anti-that, redefining words, redefining privilege to support the aforementioned occupation of these disgusting cretins, and programming yet more to the ranks of the woke via indoctrination and sexually grooming your children into the fold of musty, VD-infested filth. They capture a time when you and your significant other are utterly forced to work to support your own child due to the inflation that their political partners cause with this war or whatever, overtaxing. Then, once they have all these delicious new minds and untainted bodies full of new expensive organs all to themselves, they begin to convince them to mutilate themselves and effectively end their ability to procreate before they could even have a chance at puberty. They push these kinks upon these poor kids and teach them to hate their country and their parents and become distrustful of all that are put in place in society to protect them, and actually will separate themselves from this allotted protection in order to favor staying near the teachers for quote-unquote safety, right into the clutches of this maceration machine. They are everywhere, and they will wait for you to be weak, old, infirm, hurt, wounded, depressed, or in some other financial stress, and come with their big fake smiles and turgid little ornamental penises, as they have the cure to the poison that they peddle to make you in this condition, as if they are the answer. Then they convince you that they can get you out of this hole that they made you dig while they held your family hostage, if you just bend the knee to their collective stupidity. They will smugly claim that these perceived problems and complications with the world are just you being insufficient and unable to cope, and will label you all these made-up communist fantasy derogatory titles, claiming that if you only just walked in step, wore their clothes, dyed your hair pink, blue, or rainbows, started being an ally, started dating a trans person, just allowed your daughter the privilege of being watched by a 6'6", 400-pound pervert claiming to be a woman while she relieved herself in a woman's lavatory, Or if you just voted socialist every election, and by socialist I mean Democrat. Maybe if you just ate the bugs, denounced your cultural Caucasian significance, allowed unfettered access to your earnings and estate to whatever flavor of the day minority they were championing for attention and virtue points, then maybe, just maybe, you'll see progress in your life. And by progress, they mean we will stop fucking you once you start fucking yourself. To these people, these genetic dead ends, they know that we are coming to a fork in the road, instinctively. A lot of people wonder why there are still chimpanzees and gorillas if there's humans, which is silly scientifically to wonder, but nevertheless is a thought experiment that kind of deserves to be addressed and helps me make this point. But let's use this as a thought experiment. Progressives and woke freaks are a degenerate species of humans that somehow bolster their ranks only by corrupting the good folks' children and prey upon the desperate. Chimpanzees are too violent and tribal to ever get any more brain capacity and have this bloodthirst streak that precludes and hinders them from real sapience. Gorillas are married to a type of violent patriarchal survival mechanism too, and have no structure beyond this as a result. Even bonobos are too basely devolved to amount to much. The rest of the humanoids that rose and fell between our path to Homo sapiens and the great apes are legion, as they were all unfit to survive. Just like these progressive socialist homunculi. But we left them behind like the evolutionary baggage they were, due to the adaptations, both cultural and social, for whatever reason. Just like the progenitors of humans did with the apes. We rose above. We will do the same for these woke progressives in a perfect world. We will send them naked back into the wild where they belong, where they can emit their ear-splitting shrieks and sexually assault each other and burn, loot, and murder to their black heart's delight, right alongside their true brothers, the chimpanzees. The lot of these freaks belong in a zoo where their bright artificial plumage can be seen behind a plexiglass barrier that can stop the musty stink from cueing the natural gag reflex they inspire with almost every sense that the human mind can receive. They indeed deserve nothingness. They deserve everything that is between their wretched, crusty ears and less. The sooner we can shed this embarrassingly pathetic class of humanity to where they belong, and out of any relevant position of power and influence, the sooner we can continue this society to where it can go, without these walking human renditions of burden. Imagine a world without these progressives rioting, ruining laws that protect us, molesting our kids, bailing out criminals who are violent repeat offenders, abolishing the death penalty so their friends don't get killed, indoctrinating students, ruining any and all creativity, and all of this while being awarded medals by their own anointed people in their freakish tribal world, tainted by their smug and snide need to push everything down, so they can rise by not standing any taller than their diminutive, inferior Oompa Loompa legs can offer them. Down with the cultural vandals. Down with the subhuman socialists. Down with the cretins.
No problem.